Hi, everyone. Happy New Year and welcome back to Tobacco Talk Tuesdays. Caitlin here. I am the current manager for the tobacco program here at Unified, and today I'm going to be talking to you about stress. So, specifically, what stress is, as well as a few tips and suggestions for how to cope with stress. As always, as you might know, please feel free to throw any questions you have in the comments below at any time during the live stream, whether you're watching this or not. Also, regardless of when you're watching this, if you have a go-to or really a favorite way of coping with stress that's been helpful to you, definitely put it in the comments below so people can kind of take a chance to learn from each other. So, for us to get started, what is stress? The Cleveland Clinic defines stress as the body's response to a challenge or to a demand. They also note that everyone experiences stress, and it can be triggered by a range of events. So anything from really small daily hassle to a major life change. Stress can be helpful in some cases, but it can also be harmful more often than not. And especially right now, living through a global pandemic, we are under a lot of stress. So how does it relate to tobacco reduction? Stress is probably one of the most commonly cited reasons for tobacco use. And on top of that, stress is a commonly cited reason for slips and relapses when it comes to tobacco reduction. It's something that I've heard a lot in my work as a TTS, and it's not at all uncommon to be cited for why someone started smoking again or increased their smoking recently. And the reason that is because it's that physiological impact of nicotine in your brain. When the chemicals get released into your brain, it makes you feel good. It says, hey, everything's great here. You know, we're feeling good. There's no stress. We're feeling okay. And that really makes it feel like it's been taken away or it's been solved somehow, when in reality, it's just a temporary fix, and it can often lead to an increased stress load later on. So how do we fix that? How do we deal with it? How do we cope with it? We're going to talk through a couple different tips and ways to kind of cope or deal with stress when you're feeling it. So the first one is to get moving. And this is something we've talked about a lot in these live streams and in our tobacco content. Any form of movement is going to positively impact your body and your health. So whether that's walking, dancing, yoga, stretching, running, sports, literally anything, it's going to relax your body and your mind, which is going to help with coping or managing that stress. But it's also going to boost your mood, which again is going to be a protective factor when it comes to stress. And just a key to note here is that short bursts, like even just a 2-minute dance break or a stretch break, can be more helpful than you realize. If you do that once or twice a day, you're golden. Number 2, utilize grounding techniques. So deep breathing. So counting in as you breathe in for 4 seconds, holding it for 3, letting it out for 4, or any variation of that can be helpful. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method, which is 5 things you see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste, can also be helpful. Or just even a slow countdown from 10 or whatever number you feel like you need to start at. These are really good for in the moment, no matter where you are or what you're doing, and can help you kind of pause to calm yourself or ground yourself when you're feeling that overwhelming stress. Number 3, make a list. So stress can often be a result of being overwhelmed by tasks, whether they're big tasks or small tasks. And so writing down what needs to be done helps you in 2 different ways. 1, it helps you keep track of everything so you don't feel like you're going to lose anything or miss anything that needs to really be done. And then 2, being able to cross things off a list once you complete them is really helpful to your mind, because you can see that not only are you doing them, but they're just done. You don't have to think about it for a certain more time. And so that's done, and that's in the past, and it's no longer something you need to kind of stress about. Number 4, prioritize your own wellness. I think often the way we think about stress is that it's only a reaction to something that we're fully aware of. But stress can also be a result of your body or your mind recognizing that something is off. So not just something that's incoming, but something that comes from within. So sleep, eating right, eating enough, drinking water, moving, relaxation, downtime, all of these are really important to making sure you can kind of prevent some extra stress on your body and on your mind. And so we know that these aren't always achievable to have all of these perfect. You know, if we were all doing perfect with our sleep, with our eating, with our drinking water, with moving, we'd all be great. But unfortunately, it's just not always an option. And so if one specifically is an option, such as, getting a certain amount of sleep every night, try to boost another. So if I know that I'm not going to get that much sleep this week for whatever reason, trying to make sure I'm eating right, or trying to make sure I'm drinking a lot of water or taking breaks when I can, is going to be really helpful to kind of protect against some of that additional stress on my body until I can boost the other aspects of wellness in my life. Number 5, connect with others. Humans crave contact. Even if you're someone who doesn't like to be around a lot of people, spending some time with the people who you care about can help you relax and boost your mood, which can combat stress. Especially with COVID numbers shifting around and changing and moving, something we'll again have to do is change the way we're interacting with others, whether that be through virtual methods or whether that be from socially distanced outdoors options, however you find the ways to do it. And even just reaching out to talk to someone about how you're feeling and the things that you're coping with can be really beneficial to coping with and managing your stress. Number 6, walk away. Sometimes it's the only thing, or really the best thing you can do, is to take a break and move yourself away from a situation or a person. It gives you the chance to employ other techniques, like some of those grounding techniques, or like having a quick stretch break. Or simply just there to give your brain a break from the stress, because sometimes that's really what you need. So even though the source might be there in 5, 10, 15 minutes, or whenever you're able to come back, separating yourself might allow you to come back to the source, refreshed and ready to deal with it. So stress management is key, not only in tobacco reduction, but also in general, so important to our health and wellness overall. There are really a lot of various ways that you can combat stress, some of which have been linked below this video. So check out the comments for more ideas and more tips. And also just, we want to hear from you. So while you're down there in those comments, looking at the links that I put there earlier, please make sure to throw out a way that you found that's beneficial to cope with stress. Tobacco Talk Tuesdays will continue every second Tuesday of the month here on Facebook and also on YouTube. If you have an idea for something you'd like to see, definitely reach out to our tobacco team. You can reach our tobacco team at, either of our offices, any of our offices, or you can call the number on your screen there to reach us directly. And let me check the comments. All right. Well, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.